That Music Monday.
This episode's brought to you by Steve Shake Records.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Mad Music Mondays. Today we'll be talking about Parachutes by Coldplay. This album is inexplicable for me. I can't really describe the emotion that I feel with it. It's just its own thing. Just go and listen to it, it's awesome. My three favorites are Spies, Sparks, and Everything Is Not Lost. Let's get into them. So the guitar work is definitely going to be the biggest thing for this category. Coldplay uses the guitars in interesting ways to bring up different vibes. They use a lot of open tunings and really kind of congested, crunchy chords in some songs. Chris Martin's vocals are really kind of airy, pretty, bright. Some of these songs are just really bleh musically, like one or two chords for the whole song that aren't even really all that interesting. But a lot of these songs have these real complex chords, progressions, movements, etc. Specifically stuff like Everything's Not Lost, like that opening like little piano thing that happens there is really gnarly. So I ended up giving this a 7.5 out of 10. Next we'll go to the lyrics. So these lyrics are like very open, very honest, and it still maintains a natural flow. The way that I would describe it is conversational. It feels less like Chris Martin's trying to just force poems in your head and more like he's trying to just like tell you, which is kind of cool. Some of the lyrics are just insanely repetitive for what they are though, which kind of opens up a different conversation here because there are certain songs that can get away with just saying the same thing over and over again. I have my own examples, I'm sure you have yours, but oftentimes it just reaches a point where it's too repetitive and just the message that the lines are trying to say is not really hard-hitting enough to warrant the repetition, in my opinion. Altogether, I ended up giving this a 7.4 out of 10. Last, we'll go to the... So this album is definitely soft rock. It's very easy to listen to. I love this era of Coldplay. I'm not really into the new stuff, so probably never really gonna do a review on that. And pretty much every song on it has like a dreamy, reflective, melancholic feel. A really great example of that is Spies, one of my favorites. It just gives you this feeling, especially with the guitar, like just really like warbly kind of like mystery, intrigue. And I don't know how to explain that. It's like kind of like a mystery scene in a movie, a point where a character is reflecting on things that happened in their past, kind of like the last day of school, maybe the first day of school going wrong. There's just this weird atmosphere that takes over the album, and I don't think it's something that I've heard anybody else really recreate. So I think in that regard, Coldplay like absolutely made just a unique piece of art with this album. I ended up giving the Vibes 7.9 out of 10. Altogether, this brings the entire album to 22.8 out of 30. If you can figure out how to articulate the feeling of this album as a whole, please drop it in the comments because I can't verbalize it. But go and listen to this if you're in the mood for something chiller, something a little more reflective. It's a very good album. Coldplay did amazing on this one. Parachutes.